Magnolia, Texas, a quiet town just outside of Houston where everyone knows everyone. The kind of place where doors stay unlocked, where parents don't think twice about their kids being out late. But in the summer of 1991, that sense of safety was shattered. What happened that night would leave two families devastated, and a mystery that decades later still hasn't been solved. This is the story of Don Lamont and Gail Jordan.
Whispers rise in the dead of night, secrets buried in the fading light. The truth's a storm, it will not stay. It crashes through like Judgment Day. Chains will break where shadows lie. The southern wind, it's a battle cry. Sisters of the South, hear the call. We rise together, we stand tall. SOS, the truth will ignite. Justice burns, a beacon of light.
Hi, I'm Stephanie,
And I'm Tiffany.
and we are
Sisters of the South.
We are coming to you today with another true crime story. But before we get started, we'd like to ask that you hit the like button. Also, hit the icon with the bell, and that is to give you notification of when we upload a new video. And we appreciate you being here with us. And from there, I will let Tiffany complete the story.
Okay, so we've talked recently about Magnolia and Tomball, Texas, and here we are again,
Yep.
back in Magnolia. Around the same time that our last, story about Tomball was in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in the early 90s.
So Magnolia and Tomball are small towns sitting side by side about 50 miles north of Houston. And like we've mentioned before, we grew up in Magnolia.
Yeah.
Back then, there was basically nothing. And when we say nothing, my senior year in high school, we got a McDonald's and a Sonic, and it was like the greatest thing ever. And it was actually mentioned in the speech at our graduation. 'Cause-
Isn't that funny?
yeah, I mean,
I remember that. Yeah, because when I'm 7 years older, and so when I was a kid going through Magnolia, there was only one place called the Chicken Ranch and Boogie Burger, and then the 007.
They had a barbecue place.
Oh, yeah, they had a barbecue
We had a barbecue. I
place.
can't remember the name of it. It was a great
Yeah.
barbecue place, real small, but there was nothing.
If you wanted to go to McDonald's, you had to drive to
Tomball.
Tomball and Sonic, because we would cruise the Sonic as well. So we were well versed. If you were from Magnolia, we were well versed in Tomball. So yeah, Magnolia was very small, especially compared to Tomball back then.
Well, actually, in 1991, Magnolia's population was about 1,000 people.
Yeah, not
Counting
today.
us.
Yes, counting us.
And
Not today.
Tomball wasn't much bigger, but it was around 6,400 people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a bit, but they had all the bigger grocery stores. We had two smaller ones
Yeah,
that everyone hung out in and worked in. And so anything we needed, we drove to Tomball. That was
Absolutely.
Walmart. Oh my gosh, we had Walmart. We didn't even have a Target for a long time.
we didn't. That's true. Tomball didn't even have a Target. And growing up, people would ask me, "Where do you want to live when you get older?" And I would always say Tomball. And
The big city
the
of
big
Tomball.
city of Tomball, because it had everything. So it's kind of comical now looking back. It's funny.
Well, yeah, everyone knew each other. Everyone trusted each other, which makes, when something happens, it makes it more,
you
you
take
know,
it
unsettling.
personal.
Yeah.
Mhm, you take it real personal.
So 17-year-old Don Lamont and 18-year-old Gail Jordan were best friends, basically inseparable. And on the night of July 13th, 1991, they made simple plans just to head to Tomball and catch a movie. So they were from Magnolia,
Yeah.
and it's still there.
Yes,
The
that
movie theater is still there.
Mhm. We got a bigger one later, but the smaller one still exists.
It is still there.
Yeah.
I've taken my kids there because they have free movies for kids in the summer.
Cool.
So Gail drove over to Dawn's house, and from there, the two left together in Dawn's pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they both had pickup trucks.
Yes.
Because it's Magnolia
Absolutely.
in 1991.
Just back in the woods, country folk. That's the way
Everyone
we
had a
lived.
truck.
That's right.
While driving along FM 1774, about 7 miles outside of Magnolia, the truck broke down. Stranded late at night, the girls made a decision that would change everything. They started walking. Their plan was to head south along 1774 towards a friend's house where they could get help. Somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m., walking along the shoulder of that dark road, and it's dark,
Yes.
they were struck by a vehicle.
It's still dark today. In that
Magnolia was
area.
always just dark. I was
Yes.
telling her a story today. Like, it was just so dark everywhere you went. Even if you were in town, it was kind of dark. You couldn't see anything.
Yep. No lights.
A vehicle traveling northbound hit both girls and never stopped.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a break for just a second, and we're going to give a big shout out to our friends and vendor over at SoFly.
SoFly!
Hey, and we're going to show you a little video. So here we go. Hey guys, I wanted to come to you today about SoFly. SoFly is a family-owned business here in the Houston, Texas area, and they specialize in embroidery and engraving. So what they'll do is take your favorite accessories, such as a cap, a hoodie, a purse, a jacket, and they will specialize it to your needs. They have an array of different colors, and if you want your logo or your name or maybe even your initials, they'll put that on there for you. Also, they do engraving on things such as leather patches and also on carving boards. They do our merchandise. We know that you'll be happy, so try them at least once. But just to give you some idea of how badass they are, we're going to show you a video. So here we go. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you buy anything from SoFly, send us some photos. We're going to enter their information in the description box below. So check them out. So we're going to continue with the story.
So the next morning, something felt wrong. At 5:30 a.m., Gail's mother, Carol, got a call from Dawn's mother. The girls hadn't come home, and their curfew had been midnight. Within 15 minutes, the Jordans were at the Lamont home. The fathers went out searching the roads, retracing the route the girls would have taken, while the mothers stayed behind calling everyone they knew. Friends, neighbors, just anyone hoping they had seen them. An elderly man had discovered two bodies along the side of FM 1774. When the fathers arrived at the scene, they were the first to realize the unthinkable. Dawn and Gail had been lying there for hours.
That is horrible.
And, you know, for the father to drive up on them, it's horrible anyway, but then you drive up and you see it.
Well, and your girls are missing.
Yeah.
So, you know, their heart dropped before they even walked up on them.
Exactly.
You know,
and of course, I'm sure they saw the truck abandoned
Yes.
before they even got to that point,
yes,
right?
more than likely, yes.
Investigators quickly determined the girls had been hit by a vehicle, but that's where the answers stopped. There were no witnesses. No one came forward. The driver had just disappeared into the night. The only piece of physical evidence left behind was a fragment of a broken headlight. From that, authorities were able to narrow it down slightly. The vehicle was likely an 83 or 84 Chevrolet, possibly a pickup truck, Suburban, Blazer, or even a van. Over the years, the case has been handled by multiple agencies, including Texas Highway Patrol, Texas Rangers, and the Grimes County Sheriff's Office. Still no answers, still no justice. A $15,000 reward has been offered for information that leads to an arrest and conviction.
You know what's so sad about this whole thing is we've known about it since it happened, of course. And these girls were around what my age would be, although I did not know either one of them. But the saddest part of 1774 is extremely dangerous. It's dark, it's secluded, and there was also a bar called Henry's Hideout in that area. And there was multiple deadly crashes from drunk drivers leaving Henry's Hideout between midnight and 2 o'clock. That happened a lot. And when you left Henry's Hideout, you were going to be wasted. Everybody knew that. It was so dangerous. But these girls, they're young. They probably never even been there. They probably knew about it. Of course, they're too young. They've never been there to even consider the dangers.
Or they probably knew about it. Everyone knew about it. But
Yeah.
you don't think about it. I mean, think back even around, like, I think the next year, I was sneaking out with my friends
Right. Well, you don't think
in
it's
the
going to
middle of the
happen to
night.
you.
Like, nothing's going to happen to me. We're
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Yeah. And so
Anything could have happened. That's
Yeah.
what's crazy. But
I just think that that's probably what happened is someone, again, it was between midnight and 2.
Yeah.
I think someone was leaving Henry's
I
hideout
do too.
and they were wasted drunk and they hit these girls and they didn't want a DWI and they didn't want a murder case or, manslaughter on them. So they just kept driving. My personal opinions, I think that, the big news around Magnolia and Tomball at the time is if you see anybody that, and I think it was on the left, was it the left side? I think was where the damage was. Because I think if I remember, and it's been a long time ago, that
they
come
were
across
north
the road.
Well, they
They
were
were
going
walking
north. Yeah. And so I think they were just walking and they got hit from what
Right.
it sounds like because they were coming home from the movie. So that would have been.
Yeah. So whoever hit them, obviously they're missing a headlamp. It would have been real easy to notice a car like that. I know that the officers are going to different body shops trying to locate. Maybe they took it in to have it repaired. They never found it. So I think what this person did was drive that vehicle home and they parked it in a barn somewhere and hid it. And that's why no one ever knew anything.
Yeah.
Other than, if their parents lived with them or a roommate, of course, the odd thing is they would know, but no one has ever come forward.
Well, and you're also looking at a small country-like town. So everyone drives trucks and pretty much the same truck.
yeah,
Back in the
Chevrolets, big time.
80s and 90s,
And you
right?
can hit a deer. I mean,
You can
there's
hit anything. I hit a dog.
raccoon, dogs, there's a lot of
In the country, you
animals.
hit animals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if they had seen it, they may not have.
Put two and two
Put two and two together,
and
or,
the person might
you
tell them,
know.
look, I hit a deer.
There's multiple people that probably have the same thing.
Yes. So
Honestly.
I guess it could go under the radar, but more than likely this person never got this vehicle fixed. It probably
Yeah.
totaled this vehicle completely out.
I
and
would
they
think
just,
so.
They just parked it somewhere and it's probably sitting in an abandoned barn somewhere. And who knows, could be Plantersville, Magnolia, could have even been Brenham. Who knows? Because people from all over knew about Henry's Hideout. That was the place to be. So that's just my opinion on what I think happened. The sad part is this family and these girls never got
Gone
justice.
years. Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, if you know anything, no matter how small it may seem, please come forward. You can contact Grimes County Crime Stoppers at 936-873-2000, the Grimes County Sheriff's Office at 936-873-2151, or the Navasota Police Department at 936-825-6410. And so, yeah, guys, that is our story for today. Hopefully, even though it's been years and years, someone can come forward and
And
the family can get.
bad part is no
justice.
DNA.
No.
There's not going to be any DNA that they can cross-reference to with this, and so it hopefully someone's conscience,
Exactly. That would be what it is at this point.
will bring them to at least admit what they did.
Or hearing about it somehow.
Yeah,
you
or
know?
if someone hears it. But guys, drop 2 pink hearts in the comment section just in memory of these 2 beautiful girls, and keep their family in your prayers, because just because this happened 30 years ago doesn't mean that they don't still grieve
Every day.
every day. They're going to grieve anyway, but then it's never been solved and there's been no justice.
Yeah.
So drop a couple of pink hearts in there just to show some remembrance of these beautiful young ladies.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. But until our next episode, please remember to see the good and stay imperfectly perfect. Bye, guys.
Thank you. God bless.